It's another edition of your SME lifestyle program, Passion to Success. I am Ihotu Odo. Welcome. Entrepreneurship, as we all know, is a self-employed business which is written for students who must live in a world influenced by business activities. Because without business, human being cannot be self-reliant. Nigerians are now forced to start a fresh reawakening to the challenges and realities of new emphasis on self-employment. Graduates and school leavers are now realizing that government has no interest to come to them through paid employment.
They started small.
I fix phone, I sell phone parts.
I started with small money.
With 17 naira, I could be able to do a stool.
I started this business with 15,000 naira.
With passion, they succeeded.
In less than 3 years, I made over 1,000 pieces of jewelry.
My passion is makeup.
I have trained more than 50 youths.
Passion to Success brings you inspiring profiles of people who dared to chase their dreams and turn their passion, hobbies into successful careers.
Even I get a government job after school, I use the government job to raise capital and still go back to the agriculture.
I've sold okra in the market, pepper, rice. I fried akara, I roasted corn on the street, but look at me. I don't look like it.
I keep telling people, you can't start big. Something you don't know about, how do you start big? Who is going to give you the money? You're going to lose all that money because you don't even know what you're doing.
No matter whatever you are trying to do it and do it very well. Forget who is laughing or who is mocking or who is behind looking or watching. Just focus.
Watch African entrepreneurs share their passion to success on Africa Independent Television AIT Abuja every Saturday at 1 p.m. Watch us on YouTube on Passion to Success TV or like us on Facebook on Passion to Success. For details of sponsorship or advert placements, please call 0803-368-3243. Passion to Success. Start small, grow big.
Problems businessmen encounter in entrepreneurship development and management are the fact that people seem to lack the ability to perceive profitable business opportunities. And even when such opportunities come, they seem to be unwilling to take risks on such perceived opportunities for fear of losing their capital, while some are ignorant of existing business opportunities. In today's episode, we shall take you to a fashion designer. She will be telling us how she actually took the bold step to accept tailoring as a career job against her childhood dream to be a model. I assure you, you will find this package interesting and inspiring. Let's go for a short break.
Lina Okakpu is a fashion designer. She makes luxury clothing for male and female with specialty in women clothing. Lina has always enjoyed dressing right from when she was a kid. Her love for dolls and passion for dressing her doll contributed and enabled her to choose cloth making as a profession. Lina's desire to emulate her grandparents, who were both fashion designers, further intensified her interest in fashion. She reveals her childhood dream was to be a model, but with marriage and childbearing setting in at her prime, she had to reconsider her passion and later settled for tailoring after going back to study fashion design at Yaba Tech, Lagos.
We make clothes, both women and male, but specialized in women's clothing, like really, really luxury kind of women clothing. From when I was a kid, I used to love to dress up, one. Two, I used to have all those dolls as a child. You know, not the kind of dolls they have these days, you know, those dolls that stand and don't move. You know, but I used to draw paper, you know, I used to love a lot of polka dots. So I did things in yellow and red, and I would just cut the paper with scissors and wear on the doll. And by the time I was about 5, my mom had that machine, you know, the machine you sew with the hand, so I used to struggle to use it. And I think also it's something that is a talent that I probably inherited from both my maternal and paternal parents, because my grandfather on my father's side was a tailor. My grandfather on my mother's side was also a tailor. So I guess I inherited a bit of that from them. And I felt like I could do something for myself. At first I wanted to be a model, and I actually wanted to go to New York School of Modeling. But then I met my husband and I couldn't go to New York. And then I went to Yaba College of Technology instead, since I started having children and started adding weight. So I concentrated on the fashion side of the world.
Starting a business with a huge sum of money has never been in Lina's school of thought. Instead, she believes starting a business with a small capital and a keen interest on the craft itself makes an entrepreneur to be in charge of his or her business. The entrepreneur in the process then sees the business crystallized into a successful one. She advises young and upcoming entrepreneurs to have keen interest in mastering a craft so as to make them be in charge of their business. She believes her educational background has helped grow her business. She therefore advises prospective fashion designers to at least have formal education in order to have full control of their business.
Basically, if they are starting now, I would say between 10 and 20,000 should actually help somebody who just wants to start small. I keep telling people, you can't start big. Something you don't know about, how do you start big? Who is going to give you the money? You're going to lose all that money because you don't even know what you're doing. So for me, if I really want to start with somebody who wants to start afresh, I'll say if you're not in school doing tailoring, then go do some apprenticeship work. Go put yourself with somebody, learn. Don't just learn how to make a gown and then run away and go and start your own. Learn the whole basics. So I would say start from apprenticeship basically before you go out there. You can start tailoring with anything, because a lot of people think you have to have like millions and millions to start. You may not even have a machine. If you have the flair to design, you can actually design something, go to the market, sit with them and tell them this is what I want you to do, this is what I want you to do, and you go ahead and have them do it your way. If they don't get it, then you tell them to do it again. But I would always say, if you want to do tailoring, you must learn the basics of fashion designing, because if you don't, then you'll be at the mercy of your tailors. So I can cut, I can draw, I can sew, I can do almost anything concerning tailoring. So, I'm involved day to day. In fact, when my tailors have gone home, that's when I sit back to design. I sit down and do all the designing so that by the time they come in the morning, I'm done designing, then we sit, we cut them before we start production. It's a ballroom dress for a customer who has a golf ball, she called it. So I'm doing something, an evening dress actually for her.
Lina did her office designs from scratch to finish.
I'm into a bit of decorations. I remodel houses, I do interior decorations as well, because you can see it's all in line. So as we move around eventually, looking at my place, you'll see that I did all of this. I did the drawings, I did the things on my wall frames. You see they are done in Ankara. If you look at my sofa down here, I designed it myself. I only got a carpenter to do it for me. If you look at my table, this table right here, you see that I designed the table as well. I only got a carpenter to do it for me. So I'm good with interior decorations as well. See, starting a business, first and foremost, you must research what you want to do. And like I said, you must have an idea of what you already want to do. You must have gone to school to study. Because you see, it's one thing to say, I want to start a business. And why are you starting that business? There is money in it. You have already failed. Because you are looking at that person from the end You are not looking at the person from when they started. You don't know the challenges they were faced with. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of challenges, a lot of things must have gone under. You know, when people come in here, they are so wowed. Oh my God, this, but they have no idea how we were carrying bricks, carrying blocks, carrying this, doing that, and me standing under the sun, doing direct labor to get this place ready. I didn't just get money and say, okay, you contractors, go build me a place. Absolutely not, because I couldn't afford to do that.
Lina shares the joy and satisfaction she derives from doing what she loves.
You know, tailoring basically is who you are, what you wear, and then word of mouth. And like I always tell people, we all are fashion designers, we're all doing great things. But if I treat my customers well, then they tell another, then they tell another, then they tell another, and then it all spreads out there. So that's how you have great customers. See, when you love something, you never give up. No matter what's happening, no matter whether you are making money or not, because it's your passion. That's why I always tell people, when you want to choose a career, choose something that is like a hobby. So when I create things, I was showing you this earlier on, like when I sit down to draw, the joy I feel from drawing, and then I transfer it from the drawing to the pattern drafting, and then the cutting, and then the sewing, and then when I look at the finished work, I'm already satisfied just looking at my finishing. So that's why I say choose something that you enjoy doing, not necessarily something that gives you money. Nigerians are the most fashionable people in the world. Anywhere we are, you will know we are Nigerians. You see the grandmothers, you see the grandpas, go to parties, go to church on Sundays. You see everybody looking beautiful, regardless of what the country is telling us. That alone gives me the passion to do more of what I do, because every day I go out there, I see people admire my work. I see people ask me, oh, please, where did you get this? I'm like, okay, I made it. It's like, really, where? So that alone gives me the drive to continue to succeed. And that's what my passion is.
Remember, in our previous episode, we brought to you the creativity behind plaiting the stitch braids cornrow. Today's craft, we will be focusing on another techniques of the cornrow, which is the zigzag pattern, preferably for kids. There are some designs, however, that do last a long time. For instance, if you take the front of your hair, part your hair in rolls, and then braid somewhat small single braids, going down the rolls. Once you have done that, you start back at the top and braid those single braids together, roll by roll. Designs such as this can last a couple of months or longer. The single braids do not have to be braided straight down. They can be braided in all sorts of designs. It all depends on how the hair is braided and how neatly you or your hairstylist braid each braid and section. On our craft segment for today, we shall be showing you how to plait the zigzag cornrow, protective style for kids. You can watch more inspiring videos of Passion to Success on our YouTube channel at Passion to Success TV, or you can like us on our Facebook page at Passion to Success. This information is right on your screen. He was not born into a privileged family. In fact, he lost his mother at the tender age of 8, and his father was only a forklift driver. At age 21, he wrote down his life ambition on a piece of paper, and it reads, "I want to become a professor on or before 35. Let's join Tochi Okafor on Storytime as he takes us through the journey of Nigeria's most successful economist, Charles Soludo.
Charles Soludo pictured himself becoming a globally respected professor of economics. One of the very best things that happened to the Nigerian financial sector at the turn of the 21st century was the emergence of Professor Charles Soludo as the governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN. His appointment was seen by many at the time as one of the best decisions ever taken by Obasanjo's administration. It can only take the genius of Soludo's caliber to have caused more than 80 fragile banks to collapse into 25 strong mega banks with at least a capital base of 25 billion naira each within a year. This cerebral scholar was highly praised as a great reformer during his tenure. Soludo was not born into a privileged family. In fact, he lost his mother at the tender age of 8, and his father was only a forklift driver with Niger Zinc Company in Enugu at the time. He had all the brilliance to be in one of Nigeria's elite schools, but Okakpu Secondary School was all the family could afford. At age 21, he wrote down his life ambition on a piece of paper, and it reads, "I want to become professor on or before 35. But he made it at 38, not that bad. Soludo was a voracious reader right from his primary school days. Listen to what he says, and I quote, "In fact, while I was in primary school, I don't remember going to bed any time earlier than 11 p.m. because I made it a point of duty that every note I copied must be recited on my way walking to the school the next day. And I felt like I had failed and was going to lose my first position to someone else if I did not." After his secondary school education, he proceeded to University of Nigeria, Nsukka, UNN, where he graduated with first-class honors in economics, winning the Vice Chancellor's Award. He also won the Best Undergraduate Student Award, the Best Master Student Award, and the Best Graduating PhD Student Award. He said that while he was being adjudged the best in UNN, that he never compared himself with what he saw around him. He compared himself with the global economy because he believed he had all it could take to play in the global league football. After his first degree, Soludo only worked for 5 months in an accounting firm. While on the job, he looked at the great economists of the day who were shaping Nigeria's economy and asked himself one fundamental question: who will replace these people after they would have gone? He thought of nobody but himself, Soludo. With this prophetic insight, he resigned his lucrative job to join the ranks of university teachers who were poorly paid. He was going back to university to realize his dream of becoming a professor. In 1990, at age 29, after his PhD, the then Minister of Budget and Planning, Dr. Shuo Kong, approached him with a fantastic offer to be his special assistant. Against the advice of people to take the job and travel later, he rejected the offer and went to the Brookings Institute in the United States of America as a postdoctoral fellow. He explained that if he had taken the job, he would have become too comfortable working with the Honorable Minister and forget he still needed the tough path to the top. He also needed to get himself better as an economist that could stand on his own anywhere in the world. Did all of these things pay, you may ask? Big yes. From the Brookings Institute, international organizations like World Bank, International Monetary Fund, IMF, United Nations, and Asian Development Bank started demanding for his consulting services. Apart from being a visiting professor at top universities in UK and USA, he realized that as he was getting better in his field as an economist, the demand on his time was also growing. In 2002, when he was invited by President Obasanjo to join his government, he was already earning over $300,000 annually on consultancy alone. That's big. In 2004, he was privileged to address the World Economic Forum at Davos, Switzerland. What a dream come true. It always seems impossible until it is done, Nelson Mandela said. What lesson can we draw from this column? Lesson 1. In fact, this is not just only one lesson is enough. To prepare yourself, you must delay or defer immediate gratification. One of the qualities of great people is that they are future-oriented. They daily take decisions that lead them step by step to their big dreams. For Soludo, the big picture was to become a world-class economist and a professor in his field. He rejected several jobs that would have given him huge income at the time. Though he needed the money, he continued developing himself in order to play in the global league. Your first career goal must be to become a leading expert, the most valuable player, MVP in your chosen field. Money, you should remember, is what you attract as a result of the person you have become through learning and training. Let me ask you, in the next 10 to 20 years, what will be your own story? This is Toshio Okakpu, your storyteller, and I look forward to telling your own story. Thanks and bye.
Wow, you will never believe it that most of these successful Nigerian businessmen and technocrats ever passed through this unpleasant stage in their lives. That's why this program is channeled towards starting small and growing big. These are the secrets you need to achieve your goals faster. If you want to be part of this entrepreneurial reawakening in Nigeria and you desire to share your business passion, you can reach us through the following medium displayed on your screen. That is how we round off the package for this week. Until we come your way next week, keep the passion burning.